Well, I wanted to use object orientation and have this do everything for the input and values. So that way I can go base dot horizontal, base dot vertical. Hey, if I wanted something about running or walking, guess what? All I have to do is go base dot walking equals true or whatever. I mean, so I don't really have to change and do a bunch of these everywhere. I mean, I could have like 3 scripts that's going to all the same buttons. I thought it was kind of stupid to do it. You need a central location. But, you know, it's how they done it, and I just modded it for my purposes. And I wanted you guys to be able to have the comparison. Like, compare the old script to this one. And the reason why we're doing an update from this script is because we need the base values. If you didn't do the base.update, when you go to try to do, like, what was it? The horizontal and vertical values to move around, if you didn't put that base.update in, it would not update the input values. Even though we're doing base.onUpdate, it can't access those values unless you call the update. It'll still have the value in the script, but it won't update unless you call the update in that script in the child class. It's like basically telling the child, hey, get the values. Which is cool. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You just have to remember it. And that is pretty much what I wanted to cover in this series so far. Now, this is pretty much what I have. It's not turning it on and off, but the way I did it and the way I plan on doing it, you could have the single parent of this. So you can have your animations right here. Okay. And then you'd have a weapon script right here. Okay. This weapon script that you'd make, like, right here, will control everything that the weapon does. Okay. It won't be turning itself on, off. It doesn't care about what weapon it is. Because it doesn't need to. It just clicks on like, hey, it's off. The script right here goes, hey, I want the 5th weapon in the list. I don't have one. Well, guess what? It's going to default to 0. I want the 1st weapon out of the list, and I own it. Well, the 1st weapon on the list can be the modern Russian AR. The script kicks it on. That's all that script does. And then when you go to these weapon tests and it's doing the check yes or no and everything else, it will basically be doing nothing. Because none of this code from here all the way here is true. Because you're not pushing a button. You're not iterating through your stuff. So you're just getting the inputs. That's it. Up, down, and that's just to change the weapon. So it's little overhead. Very little overhead. And it's in an update too. Which you have to for inputs. For inputs, you have to have it in an update. Or you push the button, nothing will happen for like 3 or 4 seconds. It'll feel like a lag. And it's not desirable. That's why we have it in an update loop all the time. Which this code won't execute. This isn't being called. only when we hit the button will this be called, and then, hey, guess what? This is the message to the weapon script that you're going to be running on this weapon right here. So when this is off like this, it has nothing to do. It does nothing. No, the code never executes. No, it doesn't do anything. It only does something when it's on like this. So you can go machine gun, pistol. You can have this entire game object dependent on itself. And that is really nice when you're going to prototype, because if you have this weapon script by yourself and it's not dependent on something else, and it's only the input system, hey, you only have to change the input system. That's nothing. That's a few lines. You can literally go into here and go base.change. Well, guess what? Base.change is nothing but a bool. So you'll sit here and you'll go, hey, guess what? We'll go into here, and where's that one code? One code. That's, right here. Bool. Which is the same thing as bool. Just worded it a little different. Don't let it confuse you, because this is a bool too. It's just being called from another script. So that way you're not sitting there going, hey, because if every instance of the script has its own, like let's say you have 15 scripts that all have bool. Well, Unity will sit here and have to have a bool in each script. Okay? So it's going to pull memory for each one of those. If you do it this way, it only checks the statement if it's true or false. You don't have multiple instances of this yes or no, because it's object oriented. There's only one. So the internal memory only calls it for one. So it's actually less on your game. But the whole purpose of it is when you go to your weapon script and you do this, you can easily change this bool statement that's in the other script to this. And that's the only code for your weapon that you have to change if you pull this script that you create for a weapon right here and put it on to another game or another game or another game. You just have to pull that off, which is nothing. It's like less than 10 minutes worth of work. And that is why object orientation is bad and good. See, you can save memory by having one instance, or you can sacrifice it where you have multiple scripts with the same yes or no question. Bool, bool, bool. And the memory gets more and more and more. Which, if you're transmitting data across the network, like, hey, I want to shoot this weapon, you don't want to do a collection of, hey, which weapon shot. You just want one variable, because the less amount of traffic that you send across the network is better. And the less that you have your CPU pulling or keeping in memory,